طيب، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. عيد مبارك. I take this opportunity to congratulate all Muslims across the whole world for Eid and Eid Saeed، وأتمنى لكم يعني a very enjoyable festivity or this period. And I wish you all a successful completion of Ramadan. May Allah accept all your fasting, accepting your dua, all your good deeds. ربنا يتقبل صيامكم وغيامكم. وأنا سعيد جدا أتكلم معاكم الساعة 11 o'clock بتوقيت لندن المملكة المتحدة. وحقيقة I have been trying to record this live conversation as I used to do for many months or many years now, for a long time, but I did not find the time to do that. But today in the morning I was in this school, which is St. George's School, which I'm going to send the link shortly, attending a parents meeting, because I got my daughters there, two of them. And as a parent, I have been invited to come today as one of the other parents to meet with a committee coming from the Church of England, because the school is a Church of England school. So it is supervised, it is run by the Church of England. And as a parent, I have been invited to come and meet the Church of England representative, together with other parents, to talk about several issues, how the school is going, how our kids are learning, and sort of things. So when I left the school, I felt so energized to go quickly. I stopped all my work and I decided to go live and talk about what I have been trying to talk about for I think for 2 years now. And one main reason encouraged me to do it today and stop my work is that I have been in lots of parents meeting for for the last 10 years. I can't remember at any point I went to a parents meeting where everyone in the room was saying excellent words about the school, outstanding, amazing, talking so high about the school, the learning, talking so high about the safety of children, talking so high about the values our kids are learning in this school, talking so high about the quality of the teachers, talking so high about the leadership of the school. Parents were talking about everything great. So what I heard in the last hour or in the morning, everything outstanding. Not a single criticism, not a single critique, which normally you hear when you go to your parents' meeting. You hear people complaining, oh, this is not good, this was not good, or this, the learning. Every parent in that room, and we were not selected, we were randomly asked. My daughter came, said, we're going to have the parents' meeting. Would you like to come, Dad or Mom? And I decided to go. So I canceled my university work today and I said I will go. And the reason those people are talking so high about the school in every aspect, it got its justification. But I would like to take this opportunity to give you a broader perspective of what I'm going to talk about it today. So let me first send you the link of the school, so when you are listening to me, you actually see the school. It's a school, I think everyone is going to be very proud of it. I'm sure the school now, they will be very proud about what they have done. So I am just, if you can see on my Facebook, I have just sent, it's called St. George's Church of England School. St. George's Church of England School. هي كنيسة مدرسة تتبع للكنيسة بالعربي، مدرسة تتبع للكنيسة. We have in the UK, in the system, there's two types of school, or there is maybe other, but let me just talk about two types of school. One of the school is the normal government, where we call it public school. It's a school under the supervision, under the direction of the public, the state, the government. And the other type of school is the school run by the church, الكنيسة. وطبعا the first question you will ask, what does the Church of England School mean? That's obviously, from its definition, Church of England School it will be aiming to embed and, if you like, promote the values of the church in terms of practice, in terms of peace, harmony, and so on. And these are values actually shared and promoted by all religions, Muslim, Judaism, everything. All religions, they do promote good values. So anyone, whatever his religious or his background, he or she or the parents are promoting the same values. But when it comes to the practice, we always fail. Conceptually or theoretically, we all agree. We all want our kids to be good mannered, to be well disciplined. We want them to respect each other. We want them to understand each other. But when it comes to the practice, we normally fail. And the reason I'm picking this school, because it is successful. This school has succeeded in making sure the application of the concepts on the ground is successful. And whether you measure it by the government or how outstanding in education, this school is outstanding. So academically, they are outstanding, which is the highest level you can achieve as a school. Because we have a very rigorous system here in the UK in terms of evaluating the schools. So now let me tell you from the school website, when you go there, it says welcome to St. George's School. If you click here, you can see what is stated here. But to bring this to perspective, I'm sure you all have followed the incidents we have here in London. We're losing, I'm not saying we lost lives, we are losing lives every day. So it's not we lost lives, we are losing lives every day. And last night I have guests here, when I was walking across the bridge, I can see big metallic barriers going to be erected because to avoid more terrorism or more incidents and so on. We're losing life not because of the conflict between these religions and other religions, or by this nation or this nation, or what is going in ISIS. No, we're really losing lives because we do not understand each other better. That's the first thing we need to get it right. The main if you like, problem here is that we do not understand each other better. And I remember when I came to the United Kingdom a long time ago to do my master, and then I started doing my PhD in Edinburgh, we used to go to houses, we used to be invited, we used to be hosted by Christian family. I remember you get a letter at the university saying to you, Alam, we know you came from Sudan, you are an overseas student here. We would like to invite you to have dinner. We are a family. This is my name. This is my husband, my wife. And we would like to know more about you. We would like you to know more about us. And all of us, and I remember it used to be called Victoria Overseas League. And I really commented them many, many years ago. So we used to know the culture, why the Scottish people dress in the way they dress, the skirts. We used to go and eat. They do respect our food. If I don't eat, I only eat halal meat. They go and get halal meat when they invite me for dinner. So we used to be better in our understanding of each other. I have witnessed that 30 years ago in the UK, and many people have witnessed it. So we used to be very good in liking each other, in understanding each other. What happened in the last 20 years? Our understanding of each other has been, if you like, swinging back to the extent we don't understand each other. And part of that, or the consequence of us not understanding my next door neighbor or us, is that we become so, if you like, concerned, so worry, so be careful. That guy, he might not like you, and so on. So this is what happened in the last many years, in the last 10, 15 years. So we no longer can even open our door to have someone from our neighbor to say, I'm Alam, welcome, this is my wife, my daughter, my son, whatever. On the street, we are so scared. Now we're reaching a point, someone will drive a car on a bridge and start killing people. Now, there are 3 implications or 4 implications here. No police or no security in the whole world, you can bring them to control this. So number one, with the police force, with the military, with every advanced equipment we have on the planet, we cannot stop this kind of people killing others on the streets. Because you are walking on the street, not necessarily you're going to a mosque, or you're going to a church, or you're going to a temple. No. Anywhere now, you are not safe. Someone will just come and hit you by a car. Irrespective of what they will say after that, why they kill me or they kill this and so on, we can all agree, and I think we're all in agreement, those who are driving cars to kill others, they kill others indiscriminate. There's no question. So when he's driving the car, or when she is driving the car, she doesn't know who is there on the street. She doesn't know I am Muslim or Christian or Jewish, whatever it is. Thus we all understand, we all agree. But when it comes to the practice, we are in conflict of our understanding to each other. So let's be clear about this. Those who drive cars, and the easy answer to this, or the easy, if you like, example of this, who they lose their lives, are from all faiths, from all colors, from all nationalities. In the Westminster attack, they were from everywhere, from Australia, from America, from Canada, from everywhere, from UK and so on. So it's indiscriminate, so we agree on that. Those who they just tried to do something in Saudi Arabia during the last week, which is the Saudi Arabian security service managed to stop it, they were just killing people. Those people could be anything, Sudanese, Egyptian, American, British, whatever it is. So it's not about nationality, it's not, I know the majority of people there, they are likely Muslim, but they are also non-Muslim in Saudi Arabia, so you could have killed any other one. So that's number one. So the question we always ask, why, what are the implications of us becoming so much do not understand each other? The first consequence is we will start to disrespect each other. We will start to understand or to misunderstand things, and that will lead us to hate or don't like each other. And if we don't like each other, if anything happened to my child or daughter, my reaction will be so furious, if you like, and that which lead people to even lose their life and so on. I was in the Kingdom of Bahrain a month ago in a conference under the patronage of His Excellency Prime Minister and hosted by our colleague there at Ahliya University. And I remember they showed us an initiative called, the video which I showed you earlier, Together We Are Safe. And what is the argument? They said, we need to love each other. What we are missing is loving each other. We are not loving each other. We hate each other now. And by each other, I'm not referring to Muslims or Christian. No, I'm referring to the whole community. We no longer love each other. We are actually hate each other now. And I asked those kids, you can see them in the video I have aired earlier, and it's available in our channels. I said to them, you guys, you are young generations, what is the problem? Why do we have this problem? And I remember the first answer they said to me, the answer should start, or the solution should start from the family. The family is the core answer to this problem. And by family, I mean not just the father and mother and the son and daughter, but I mean the family means cousins, whatever you call it, a tribe, whatever you call it, your community. If we are, what the family normally gives to you as a father or the child, it gives you love. What do you get from your family? ماذا تعني لك الأسرة in Arabic word? الأسرة تعني لك الأمان, الحب. Family means peace. What do you feel when you're coming to your home? Oh, I'm going to my home. My home means to me relaxation, mean peace, security. I can dress whatever I like. I don't worry. I am with my father. I can sleep on the couch. I was watching TV here. I can sleep here. I don't worry somebody will come and steal my wallet. I'm not on the train station. That's what family means. Family means safety, means peace, and most importantly means love. If you are asleep, somebody will come and knock you. Alam, wake up, we need to eat. If you don't eat, your mother or father or sister, or they will come and remind you to eat. They cannot let you even sleep if you have missed any meal. If you are ill, your father, mother or sister or daughter will take you to the hospital, will call 99, المسلم من سلم المسلمين من لسانه ويديه and so on. I can start seeing lots of comments here, but I just can't understand me. So this is what is family means. So what they said in Bahrain is correct. Those kids, they said, to answer, to go back to square one, we need to Angie bin Hamid, Dr. Angie. This is the lady, assistant professor from Ahliya University, who is the one who led this initiative in Bahrain. She said to me, thank you so much, Dr. Allam, for mentioning our campaign, Together Safe. The problem is here is that we have a fear towards each other. Exactly. We scare from each other. The difference is today in terms of religion and so on and so on. We can carry on in her message, nationality and so on. So I think we need to go back to square one. So government policy, they are wasting money. Most governments, even my own government here in the UK, in my opinion, they are wasting some part of the funding to solve this problem in something is not going to be producing anything. I'm not saying our government is not doing the right thing, but part of their strategy, I think, is wrong. You need to focus primarily on making sure we can get back the family, the meaning of the family. We need to make sure family is back. What does that mean? We need to make sure what can make the family stronger. We need to make sure any child is getting a better future. He's not frustrated. We need to make sure our kids in the house are well looked after. We need to make sure if the parents are not highly educated, we help them, educate them. We need to make sure we can help them with training. We need to make sure we minimize tension so people can get a job easily. If I'm black, white, Muslim, whatever, I can get a better life. Not only in the UK, in Canada, in France, in Saudi Arabia, every place. Even in Sudan, Egypt, and so on. This is what will be the policy, which will bring the family back. But if I'm a daughter or a son, and my father is not working, he's struggling, he's very angry, he can't bring food to the table, he's drug addict, we need to make sure those who have addiction and so on, we solve them. So this is where we should focus our funding and policy, is to get the family back. If you bring the family back, then you bring peace, you bring love, you bring understanding. Part of the broader meaning of family is a community. So if you talk to the minor or the inner cycle is the family, father, mother, child, son, daughter, uncle, cousin, and so on. If you go further, if you're a bigger family, your son-in-law, father-in-law, and so on and so on. And you grow up until you become to the community. Community means your local community. So if you live like me in South London, your South London community. And then you go to the Greater London, and then you go to South East, and then you go to England, and then you go to, and so on. This is a family. But within this community, as you go out of your site, or if your house, you have those, what we call them, the enablers of better living together. And I'm not going to talk about all the enablers, I'm just going to pick one, which is the school. And by the school, I mean the primary school, the junior school, the young, where you actually imprint values on kids. And that's the school I am just going to talk about it. St. George's School in Battersea in London. Now, let me read to you what they are on this school. We are delighted to welcome you to St. George's Church of England Primary School, a school with excellent teaching and visionary leadership. Our school has been judged outstanding, so in teaching they are the best. For the educational standards achieved by a pupil and for the strength of its Christian dimension. Pupils at St. George are happy and striving in every year group. That means year 1 up to 6. What does that mean? We take care of everyone. Everyone in this school is being looked after. Well, and they are attaining well above the national expectations. So if the UK national expectation is this, the school actually achieved this, higher than the national average. We believe in traditional values. Can you read that word? Traditional values. Traditional values are the values I talked about. The principle, the traditional solution is the family. Family, go back to family. Values and teach people to act with dignity and integrity at all times. And that's what my daughters keep telling me. Everywhere, if you go to this St. George, these values are embedded on you. They have been, you find them surrounding you in the classroom, in the morning when you arrive, when your father or mother dropped you, when you say goodbye to your dad, when you meet the teachers, when they're welcoming you, the smile they gave you at the door, the head teacher. These are all where you learn, where you get these values. You go to the classroom, you've been told to respect each other, to sit where you are, to be polite, to be calm, if you need to ask a question, and so on. I know many people will say to me, Alam, these are the values every school is claiming to have them. And I will answer, yes, every school in the UK, everywhere, they do the same. But when it comes to the application, do they do it the same? The answer is no. Now, I believe building bridges among us as humans could reduce xenophobia. Habbi Brother Alam, Nahla, Mustafa Ali. Yes, I agree with you. These bridges, we need to build them. And to build the bridges, the key pillars for bridging these bridges are the family. And that's why we're going to square one. We believe in traditional values and teach people to act with dignity and integrity at all times. Good manners, self-respect, and service to others, and their being life as St. George's. Exactly. I'm just saying here, normally the difference between people should be a source of enrichment, and people should accept each other regardless of the variation between them. Allah يخليك يا دكتور Angie. Great. What Dr. Angie is saying from Bahrain, we have missed the opportunity. We keep seeing each other as our differences are something bad. We should see our differences are something good. And if you ask people, I am one of them, why I love or I enjoyed living in the United Kingdom, I could live in any other countries for half of my life because I love the diversity of this country. If I go back to many countries, if I go, I cannot going to see all these people in action. From different nationalities, different colors. I can see ladies, women, old, young, everything. Disabled people, everyone getting their rights. So we see our differences are our beauty. If I go anywhere, all people are available. They cater for everything. Even if you go to Medina Al-Alab, even if you go to a resort for kids, disabled people, those need special access, they are being catered for. Because this is the beauty of us, we are different. And difference mean I do things better than you. You have things better than me. If we come together, we are all going to be better. And in international business, there is something we call it absolute advantage and comparative advantage. Absolute advantage, for those who did not study international business or business and management, what does it mean? Each country, it has an absolute advantage, which means they are doing things better than others. Take Brazil, for example. Brazil, they have an absolute advantage in the production of coffee. So there's no one produce coffee better than Brazilians. So what does that mean? No matter how hard you work, or no matter how you have fertile land, you're not going to produce coffee better than Brazil. The same thing when it comes to rice. Pakistan is one of the leading countries in production of rice. If you go to cotton, you have Sri Lanka, you have Egypt, they're producing cotton in more absolute advantage. You have gum Arabic in Sudan, and so on and so on and so on. So this is what we mean about we all have something good to offer. So if we all come together and we enjoy the best of each other of us, like if you call it, when you go to a restaurant, sometimes they will say to you, you say to the chef, what do you have? He give you a long menu. All big restaurants, they're doing that. He give you a long menu of items, but in one of the menu items, it will say selection of everything. So that means he will bring you a big plate with some fries and so on, everything. That means if you want to enjoy the best of everything they do, that what we call it a collective enjoyment of the best. Small for everything. So I think that's the other thing. Now, good manners, self-respect, and service to others, and there being the life of St. George, and as a result of our people are fully prepared to be successful in their lives. And this is the message I just want to deliver. If the school can produce kids, if my daughter's after 6 years from St. George's School, she is well prepared to be successful in life. What does that mean? Successful means she can stand up, she can understand each other better, she's educated better, she can work better, she can deal with people better. That's a success in life. Success in life doesn't mean academically or physically you are strong, you got good muscles, or you are from a rich family. That doesn't give you success. Success in life means you really can live within this complex, I call it complex environment, in a more, if you like, satisfactory and enjoyable manner. That's what success. But for you to say, oh, I am very clever, I am the best in the class, so what? Or I am the strongest, or I am the richest, so what? The rich people, they studied with me, and I do have them as my best friend. They succeeded in their life not because they were coming from rich family, but because they were so decent, they were so respected people. Those who are coming from different background, religious and so on, Christian, Muslim, black, white, whatever it is, they are still on my Facebook account, they are still on my contact numbers or in my mobile phone, because they are respectful, they are great, they do understand each other, they don't disrespect me, they like the things I do, they like the things I fail to do, and so on. This is how do you get people, how do you respect people. If you would like to see our calm, learning, focus school in action, then please book a visit. And I do encourage you to go and book a visit to see them. Because really what you feel when you go to St. George's. Let me tell you now a few things about this. I wrote them down actually earlier. Let me tell you a few things about St. George's. When we took our daughters a long time ago to the school, the day they accepted to do the interview, when we're having the tour in the school, the head teacher, Ms. Kalimor, said to us while we are walking, she said to us, because she knew that we are Muslim, and this is a Church of England school. She said to you, this room, she took us through the tour to a room, and she said, this room is the room where your daughters, Alam, can pray Dhuhr while they are in the school. Frankly speaking, I was shocked. Not shocked because she told me something strange or something I never expected it, but it never came to my mind, because the school you were studying before, it was in a Church of England school, but there was no pray area. And we only managed to have pray areas at universities in the last 10 years. Now any university in the UK, we have a pray area, but before it's a little bit slightly difficult. Not because people in the past, they didn't want to have pray areas in universities, but because understanding. People, they become aware of our needs. So we have to be, we have to all become aware of other people's needs. So she told me that from day one, if your daughters want to pray while they are in the school, this is a room dedicated for prayer. And more interestingly, he said to me, if they have their scarf or tarha, fine. If they don't have it, we have one, they can borrow it. Are you following me? Church of England school, having Muslim students in the classroom, having a dedicated prayer room for them, having tarha or whatever you call it, shal or tarha to cover their head to pray. So number one, does that mean they do understand the needs of everyone else? They do respect their needs and the practice of other people, and they do enable them to do that while they are in the church. They wouldn't say to them, if they say to you, sorry, we don't have a prayer room here for Muslims or for you to pray, you're not going to complain, because this is a Church of England school. You're not going to complain. Am I right? You're not going to complain. But imagine they understand you, they understand your needs, they respect your needs, and more importantly, they give you the family feeling. We do care about you, Allah. Because what does the family means? We said earlier, peace, safety, caring, love. If we don't care about your daughters, we will not do this. Yes, that's the feeling I got. These people, they care about my daughters. So if tomorrow they call me, they said one of your daughter had injury or anything, I wouldn't worry. I might even say, okay, whatever you have done, I'm happy. I can trust you. Safety, you feel your kids are very safe. And this is a big problem for all of you parents in Saudi Arabia, in Sudan, in Egypt, in America. Number one priority for you is safety. Safety of your kids in the school, not just falling down or anything, but safety. There is no bullying. They are educated to the best standard. They are educated the right things. No one just talk to them about anything, and so on and so on. So that's what you see in St. George's. The second thing, when they gave us the leaflet about the uniform, as I'm sure you all know that, in their uniform you can buy the tarha or the scarf. So they are making it part of the school uniform. That means these people have done so much homework, and they believe in understanding each other, and they believe strongly we can all live together safe, as Dr. Engi said. Okay. The second one, because I'm a teacher myself, this school is really amazing in the way the teacher and all the staff, admin staff, not only the head teacher is outstanding, but the head teacher, deputy head teacher, the teacher, admin staff, even the security guy who is opening the door, closing it, the cleaners, the lunch, everyone who is working in that environment, by time they manage to mold or to model everyone inspired by these values. So you can see them, the kids, they like everyone. They don't come and say, oh, I like Alam, I don't like David, or I don't like Sarah, or I don't like this. They like all of the teachers. They like the admin staff. They like the security guy who opened the door. They know him, they like him, they respect him. They like everyone. So what that means, your daughters or your son is being brought up with one simple message: people are all the same. You should respect anyone, not just the head teacher, not just the teacher, the admin. Anyone in that school is doing something to help you. He or she is making your life better here, so you should respect them. But what St. George's have managed to do is to even go further than that. It's not just about respecting the kids and let them respect the teacher and the staff, but for them to love them and make sure the kids are actually loving them. And that's what is happening. Our kids, they love the school, they love them. And for example, if I can easily, if you're going to pick them at 3:30 or 4:30, I hear this in the car every day in the morning: Dad, try to come late. Come late, don't come early. Because if we go late, they will go and sit with the staff admin office, and they give them their. If you go after the school times, you will find your daughter or your son sitting in the help desk, helping parents, collecting vouchers, doing work. They love to work in the office. Do you believe that? And you can go and see them. That's why I really urge everyone in London area or in the UK, keen on understanding these issues, go to St. George's after school. You will find the administrator, the manager sitting there, supervising our kids. So my daughter is learning how to sit down in a help desk, helping parents. Hello, how can I help you? What are you looking for here? Imagine, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years old. How they manage to do that is amazing. So it's not just about teaching them in class English and so on. Secondly, you go to your school. Most of the school I have been to in my other daughter, if that's, you meet the staff in the morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You hear that every day. But if you come to St. George's, I can't remember any day I went there, the head teacher was not there. When I take my daughters at the end of the school. But she's not just there, standing there to show she's here. But she's there, smiling. It's like one member of your family, you haven't seen him. When I go to my work in the morning, I come back late, like 6 o'clock. When I'm opening the door, because my family, they know this is me, because I'm using my key, you will find them waiting for you, to cuddle you and to give you a hug. Oh, Dad, Dad, everyone is running to you. That's a feeling you will get when you go to St. George's in the morning. You're not finding somebody there standing up, oh, good morning, giving you a smile. Not giving you a smile. You can see the smile, you can feel the smile. And I think this is what the head teacher has managed to do. So we are talking about second thing, which is they themselves believe and they like what they do. And that's what we always say in human resource management. If you really want your staff to perform better, make sure they love what they do. And many managers, executives, I have given lots of advisory consultancy workshop for leadership. And the manager or the leader, number one judgment for your performance is how much you have managed to make your team love what they do. And listen to me carefully. If you can't make your staff or your colleague or those who are working with you, not working for you, working with you, if they don't love what they're doing, you are not a good manager, you are not a good leader. No question. So the leadership of the school, they manage to make everyone in that school love what they do. That's why many times I said to many group, any activity, anywhere I have been, I said to them, this is a role model school in the United Kingdom. I'm sure there will be other schools. But in London and in the UK, I really wish everyone interested in these topics, councils, governments, ministers, please come and watch. BBC, if they are watching now, come and visit this school. You need to see it. It's a small school, but you need to understand. Sit down with them. It's been half a day or half an hour, arrange to see it. Yes, and you can see for yourself the peace you'll feel there. So they are successful. Number 3, because I'm worried about the time now. As I said earlier, you already secure your daughters are in a safe hand, education-wise they are the best, and so on and so forth. Now, I would like to conclude with a few points, because I can see my note here is, my time now is up really. Why I'm telling you all this story? I'm telling you all this story because I think this is where we should all start. I think this is what we should all start. So this I got some notes here. So if you remember, I'm sure all of you just look back to London. I'm just talking about London here. I mean, I know you heard about many things, but if you remember, the first attack happened. I mean, let's talk about the Westminster Bridge. If you remember, the Westminster Bridge attack happened in London. People were in. I mean, if you come to me in London to visit me, and I will take you to show you London. One of the, not probably, very likely, one of the places I will take you to see London will be next to Westminster Bridge, because that's where the House of Parliament. You will see Waterloo area. You will see London Eye. I will take you there. Imagine you come to me from America, from Egypt, from Sudan, from Brazil, and I'm taking you for a walk. I will take you there to see London. Imagine we are walking there, someone will just come with a car and kill us. That's it. That's it. Can you really? I know people, they hear about it, the terrorism attack, somebody killed people, terrorism, who is this, ISIS, whatever. No. Have you ever thought about the simplest, if you like, understanding of this issue? You are walking. Next to that bridge is a very famous hospital called St. Thomas Hospital. It's a hospital where I go and get treatment if I do checkup or anything, because it's the nearest hospital to where I live. Can you please think of that? You're going to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital to do blood test. This is my hospital. And obviously, next time I'm going there for any blood test or anything, I will go over the bridge to have a good, nice walk around. Someone will come and kill me. So I will become dead. My kids will have, their life is completely finished. And I'm not saying finish by finish, but it's really, imagine, tomorrow I'm dying. And you're dead. What will happen to your family? You're not just killing one person, you're killing a complete community. Yes, people will come and moan and cry, and newspaper will write, Prime Minister will say, we are sorry, appalling incidents, all the world is condemning this. But you are killing a complete nation, you're killing a country, you're killing everyone. You're not just killing one person. But have you thought about it in a simplest way? What you have actually done, or those who are doing this, they're doing it because they do not understand what they are doing. They do not understand. Those who are walking on the street have nothing apart from good people abiding by the law. They're going on their own pedestrians. If they stop in front of every place, they will say, please, could you give me this? Can I have this? They are normal people. They're not having any. And this is the problem. It's not about those killing those or those killing those. But we really need to go. If this who have killed, if you can look back to anyone who have killed these people, you will see there is a troubled history of this person or the other person. Most of the time. Whatever they try to pretend this is the real cause for it, it's not the real cause. If you dig down, you will find that they have lots of problems, family problems, broken families, or they have been infested by bad ideas. But if there's a good family there, good education at school, he got kids going to school like St. George, every day they're becoming successful. They do the homework and he look at their work, they can see they all have done it all tick, 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 right. They love the school, they are happy, they have friends from different religions. He will be motivated to look after himself. So those who keep killing themselves or committing this van driving, killing people, whatever it is, they do not love themselves. Because if you love yourself, if you have even fever, you will go to the hospital. They do not love themselves. And let me take this opportunity and say the following. I'm sure you have seen this all over the world. I mean, in social media, we keep compare and contrast. Please, compare and contrast really is causing us another problem. Oh, Muslims have been killed in London. Oh, if this were not Muslim, the whole media is going. I know, but you need to understand. Let me give you an example. I know this will, some people may not be happy about this, but let me say it. When my fellow, which I feel very sorry what happened in Finsbury Park, someone with a van killed Muslims when they are finishing their prayer. Not only just for me as a Muslim, but as a human being, as a citizen of London, as someone I have been praying somewhere else. For all that perspective, I don't like killing in the first place, even for anything. The crime which called killing, I don't like it. I don't see any reason for me to kill anyone. Even in all religion, there is some occasions where you have no other option than to kill someone. For example, you are defending yourself. You're not meant to kill someone, but you are defending and the knife went to him or whatever. But we all emotionally then move, oh, if this was not because they were Muslim, the way they'd been reported in the media and so on and so on. But the wise thing to say before we judge, I'm not defending media, I'm not defending anything here. I'm not defending anyone. I don't belong to anyone, by the way. We need to understand the media in London or the UK media or the British media or the European media, most of the time, I'm not all the time, but most of the time, they used to, the person who's driving a car to kill others is doing it on the name of Islam or on the name. Let's confront ourselves with our realities, not as Muslim, but as all human beings. So if somebody as a media, he always used to report these events as A killing B. Now, suddenly there's an incident where B is killing A. You have to give them time to understand. And that's why I keep going back to St. George's School, because their understanding of how to get things right is what makes them the best. In my opinion, they are one of the best schools in this country. They haven't done it because of the textbook, but they try to understand. Now we are dealing with a diverse community of kids here. Those who are coming from Muslim background, Black, Asian, Chinese, whatever. We need to improve our understanding of the diversity of these kids so we can treat them better. Then we can go to the next step to make them love each other better. So it's steps. Treat them better, understand them better, and then you go. So I think this is where we all need to understand. We really need to be careful of reporting. Don't be emotional. Oh, if this was. Yes, I know. Let me tell you, there is discrimination, there is prejudice, like many things happening. But if I take example of many countries in Africa, in Middle East, in Asia, not just in the Western community or society, there is discrimination. But we don't feel it as bad as until we see discrimination here by, say, a white colleagues against a black colleague and so on. Yes, we know it's happening. But we need to understand it. We need to give it time. Of course, there is laws, there is regulation and so on. But try not to compare and contrast. We need to all work together. The problem, which I'm trying to finish here, we all need to work together. If we don't work together, it will not be solved. What I mean by all, number one, all means a family. You have a responsibility towards your wife has a responsibility towards you. Your kids have a responsibility towards you, and you have a responsibility towards your kids. And then you go to your neighbor next door. So for example, and so on and so on. You have a responsibility towards the school. I cancel my work today to go to the school, because I feel it is my responsibility to go and meet those who are coming to review my daughter's school performance, and I tell them facts about the school. Why I'm telling them facts? Because they're not going to give me an award or give me a ceremony or make my daughter give her a golden award. No, because they need to improve the school performance in every aspect at the Cherry of England school. If they hear from me things, it will help them to make their decision. It will help them to decide what to do next. So it's my responsibility. I can easily say, okay, to my wife, okay, you go, I'm not going. I already traveling to my university. Secondly, we have a responsibility towards, for example, even voting, electing. Many of us, they do not vote. What does that mean? You come and complain about the person who is being elected. Okay, if you did not vote, why are you complaining now? If you don't want this or this, we always get the chance to vote. Governments need to understand they can't solve this by themselves. They can't. And I know all governments, Theresa May will say the same, all of them presidents, they say the same. Oh, we are reaching out to community, we are reaching out to this and doing this and doing this. But the problem is, you're reaching out to communities, you're trying to embrace diversity, is most of the time is being ill-advised. Ill-advised. You're receiving a wrong advice. And let me give you an example about the government of the United Kingdom approach to tackling terrorism. Let me give you one example. I'm not going to spend too much time. You want to tackle terrorism in the United Kingdom. And most of the government agencies, Home Office, MI5, MI6, whatever it is, they say this is all linked, mostly, if not all, to this event, the ISIS and terrorism, Muslims, terrorism, blah, 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 blah. Do you believe most of the advice governments in the United Kingdom they get is actually based on material being translated from Arabic into English? And I have telling many of people I have met, even ministers, MPs, I said to them, if you take the word jihad, you know, people, jihad is a word in Quran, any Muslims understand what is it. But when you translate it in English, and no matter this person is the professor of linguistics, whatever you call him or her, he will not give you the essence of the meaning of jihad. No matter. I have watched on BBC, I have actually said that to many reporters and people from BBC and other channels. To them, you bring XYZ, Allam Ahmed, whatever it is, as terrorism expert, professor, blah, 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 blah. And he can't speak Arabic. He doesn't know Arabic. And you claim the whole idea of this terrorism is coming from Muslims. Most Muslims' language are Arabic. You're coming from ISIS, whatever it is. Quran is written in Arabic. And your expert, whom you bring to the TV to take his expert advice and opinion on a TV program on such flammable topic, killing people on the street, he can't even understand Arabic. So he's relying on translation. And probably it will be, or sometimes, I don't know how they translate it, but maybe they use Google Translate. So they will have so much problems in understanding. So governments, if you are listening to me, or you will be listening to me, you need to make sure you are taking, you understand this problem from the people who are traditionally, as St. George is here saying, traditionally understanding. There are so many people who understand Arabic. There's so many people who understand Muslims indigenously. What I mean by indigenously, they are British or American or French, but they are indigenously understand Arabic. They understand the language, they understand the culture, they understand the way people from Pakistan and Asian countries practice Islam, the way people from Egypt and so practicing Quran and Islam, the way people from Saudi Arabia understanding. They understand it indigenously. And in my area, we call it indigenous knowledge. I know it because this is part of my blood, my gene. It's not something I studied through a translation. Lost in Translation, that name of the movie, is exactly one of the key problems for the government policy. Lost in translation. Secondly, for government policy, they have someone misadvise the government, particularly in the UK and your other European countries, particularly in the UK, that those who are Muslims, they don't like to see police officers coming to the mosque. They think you are spying on them if you come to protect them outside the mosque. Who told you this? Who told you Muslims? They don't like you to come and support them. They like you to stand up for them. What does that mean? They want you to give them the power, like Dr. Angie earlier said. Most of our problem, if I can find her comments earlier, she said, where is Angie said here? Dr. Angie from Bahrain. If you remember, she said, let me just find her. Sorry, I need to read you what those who joined me late. Dr. Angie from Angie, actually, sorry. From Bahrain, she said something very interesting earlier. This is very interesting from عمير موسى. He said تدريس الأخلاق هو الهدف الأساسي بغض النظر عن الديانة. I really like your quote, عمير. He said teaching manners, behavior, values, like what St. George is doing, is the fundamental goal, should be for any school, for anyone, irrespective of the religion. This is exactly spot on, Omer. Omer, yes, Omer Musa. He said, teaching manners, good values, like what St. George's is doing, teaching. تدريس الأخلاق هو الهدف الأساسي بغض النظر irrespective of your religions. I'm translating because I know there's some people who are following us English. So this is really the core business should be for the government, to make sure we can educate everyone, not only the kids, but everyone about behavior, manner, respecting each other. This should be fundamentals, irrespective of religions, because all religions are saying or asking for the same. Now, I want to see what Angie said quickly. Yes. She said, Alam, for mentioning us. The problem is that here is that we fear towards each other. Fear, al-khawf. So for our government here in the UK and other government, in Europe particularly, where these incidents, because Europe is struggling with these issues, and in the US and Canada and so on, because of the language, of understanding the concepts, because they are predominantly non-Muslim countries. Al-Khawf, we are the Muslims, most Muslims I have talked to, they are fear of even reporting anything. So if somebody in the mosque, I go to the mosque, and I can see some kids there or teenagers are always, after we finish prayer, they are sitting, or the way they talk in Manabir, for example, and so on, is so aggressive, is not really peaceful like what you expect to see peace. I want to be able and empowered to report that. So you need to help people to be empowered. You want to protect them. So for me to leave my mosque and find a police officer there, I'm not going to be, I say, oh, he's spying on us. Most of this khutbah, or everything happening in mosque, who told you people that don't want you to be around? If you want to spy, spy. I don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. People are not doing anything wrong. Most Muslim, not most. All these mosques, whatever it is, most of them, they're just practicing the religion. The same what is happening in church, in whatever it is, and so on. So I think that's important. Just need to finish up quickly. So I think this is very important. So the first one, family, we need to spend funding policy in really strengthening the value of the families and minimizing, if you like, misunderstanding. And secondly, we have to do as much as we could to get people to know each other. What is happening in the UK at the moment? People from what they call us immigrants or people al-muhajirin. Like people dying in the Grenfell Tower. I was so frustrated, and I think many MPs, they were so annoyed. The media, some many people, they refer to the people who were living there in that Grenfell Tower as immigrants. This was an appalling description of those survivors and death. They are not immigrants. They are human beings. They are British citizens. They are people living in the UK, whatever their background or whatever they end up in that bloody tower. This is really wrong, and I think anyone who uses this word in BBC, in any journal or any paper, they should come now and say, we are sorry, we used the wrong word. Don't call them immigrants. Don't call them a bunch. What's immigrants? I mean, they're second-class citizens? What are we talking about here? If you go to St. George, most of the students they are teaching there, they're not white. They are black. They are my color. Do you see why I'm telling you St. George is a superior, is a greatest example of a school in the United Kingdom? That's why I keep asking people to come and visit this school. The staff, predominantly white. I'm not going to open discussion about white and black and so on, but just to give you an idea of what I mean by policy. It can happen. The staff of St. George's are predominantly white, and the students' composition is predominantly non-white. But they're having this kind of relationship. They are the best. It's the best environment, it's the best safe environment, it's the best education system I have seen, the best relationship between parents and school, the best in everything. If you ask any Muslim who is taking his kids there, do you feel happy with your kids in that charity school? He will say to you, it's the best school for my daughters. Can you understand that? Can you feel that? Muslims will tell you, this is the best school for my daughters, which is the Church of England. So what does that mean? For the school which are run as Muslim schools, you want to make sure non-Muslims kids are not complaining to the media and saying, oh, I don't remember that case in Birmingham and that is schools. We have Muslim schools where kids are complaining against the schools. Parents are complaining against the school. Muslim parents complaining against them, the governor of the school. Can you see the comparison? We need to learn lessons. Church of England school got some kids who are Muslims. They make them the happiest. Their parents, they trust them with everything. And you have some example of other non-Christian, like Muslim example of a Muslim school, where you can find, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying examples, where you have the fathers and mothers or the parents complaining about the school. Their kids, they hate the school. Can you see? Can you see? The message is not about Muslim, non-Muslim, or Christian, or Church of England. The message is, it can happen. It can happen. A school belongs to a particular faith or a religion. They need to embed the value of that particular faith. Like here, the Church of England, they want to embed the values of the church. What are the values of the church? Manner, behavior, good, understanding, loving each other, treating people equal. This is the values of the church. They want to embed in the school they created. But when they do that, they do it in a more efficient way. Other people from other religious background, they feel this is the best school for my child. And therefore, I really encourage parents, government, policy, council from all over the UK to come and visit St. George School in Battersea, London. I really encourage you. And also, as just somebody, even you are a researcher, you are an academic, don't just go to translation, come and see real language here. Those who they call them expert on understanding community engagement, those who call themselves in our universities expert in community cohesiveness or cohesion, those who they call them advisor to government, they should come to places like St. George and understand how you make people gelling together. Okay? So that's the second one for the government. Number one, we said understanding, focusing more funding and policy on family. Secondly, we said focusing more on empowering, supporting. Empowering them, I mean, don't worry about them. They are not worried about you. Whatever community, doesn't need to be Muslims. You remember when those incidents in France, when people were targeting Jewish community were being targeted. I mean, I'm talking about every religion. I'm talking about every faith. I'm not talking about just Muslim, but I gave examples. Yes, you need to support them. You need to stand up for them. And my advice, as I said, for all people who are really want us to live safe, because there's no any advantage for us tomorrow we're losing our life on the street or in a bridge or near to any other place. We really need to minimize the compare and contrast. Oh, he's because he's Muslim. Yes, I do accept religious discrimination, conflict. I understand all that. Now, the fourth one, which I would like also to focus on, is for government to try to consider seriously making sure those who are from minority backgrounds are getting their share. I'm not saying giving them advantage, but getting their share in what this country and other countries can offer. So I should not be stopped. I should not be having a cap on my achievement because I am black or Asian or whatever it is, or I'm coming from here. Some people, they call me immigrant. This is completely wrong. But you cannot just talk about it. The Prime Minister should not just be talking about it. Oh, we're having a diverse society. We embrace diversity. This is just talk and talk. And everyone understands it is a talk and talk. You need to do it by making more rules, more regulation, and also educate the counterparts, educate employers, encourage them. Say to them, if you get someone who is black or Asian, whatever the color of his skin or his background or religions, he might bring you new ideas, good ideas, because he's having something else. Before we said Brazil is the best country to produce coffee, and they got the absolute advantage. Egypt and other countries, they have absolute advantage in the production of cotton, for example. Saudi Arabia in oil, and so on and so on. If you bring them all together, everyone will be happy. Because I need coffee, it means I don't need to waste my time trying to cultivate coffee, because I know I will not do it better than Brazilian. That's what we teach to students at the university. If I need coffee, don't waste your time to make coffee in your country, which is not going to be as good as Brazil. And Saudi Arabia, as an example, Saudi Arabia and other countries in the Gulf, they have tried many years ago to produce wheat and to invest in agriculture. So they have done something called reclamation or soil reclamation, which means to take the top level of the soil until you reach a more fertile part, and then you grow crops. And they have managed to produce wheat. But I think one kilogram of wheat, it used to be like six times more than the same kilogram which is produced in Egypt. Because Egypt, they have the comparative or absolute advantage in production of wheat. Saudi Arabia, they don't have. So why do you need to produce wheat? Just get it from Egypt. And this is how it works. So this is where the government needs to engage more scientifically of solving the problem, empowering people. And that's why a good example I would like to give is Canada. Number one, if you look to this Prime Minister, the Canadian Prime Minister, he's doing most of the things I just said. He's empowering people. He's there with them to understand them. If you look to his record of solving problems within community, is the highest. He's one of the best actually achiever. Of course, you will come and say to me, no, there is still problem in Canada. There is always going to be problems. Now, the fifth item to solve this problem, I think we need to work hard, particularly those communities which has already been associated with many of these incidents. And I'm not here going to say Muslim, because I know people will say to me, why you blame Muslims for other people's mistakes? I understand. Those who kill people on the bridges, they call themselves Muslim, but even you can see in London, when those who killed people in London Bridge, you remember many people, many mosque imam, they refused to pray janaza, salatul janaza. You know, they've refused to pray on them because they said they can't recognize them. But what I'm trying to say, and this is a saying said to me by a lady, students when we were in Belgium many years ago. She said to me, when people, they accuse you of anything and you are completely clean, but they accused you of something wrong, although you haven't done it, do as much as you could to tell people or to clean yourself. So if people accuse you for something which had nothing to do with you, don't just say, oh, I don't care. I know I am clean. I know this has nothing to do with me. Everyone knows that. Theresa May, the Prime Minister, all of them, they know this guy who killed people on Westminster, or those who killed people in the Bar Market, they have nothing to do with us. They know that. They know security people, MI5, MI6. Everyone knows that these people have nothing to do with any one of us. Muslim, non-Muslim, they know that. Those who they kill people in Manchester, people they know, they have nothing to do with us. But they only have one thing to do with that: they are human beings. They are people like me. They have ears, eyes, brain, and so on and so on. That's where we are all together as human beings. And that's where we need to understand. That's where we will say, yes, they do have something to do with me, because they are human beings. And I think if we try to clean up those who are, we consider them are, we don't just call them bad people, we just call them different human beings. We need to do something. We can love them. We can get them back to the community. I mean, like one of the three people who killed or who committed that atrocities in the Bara market is already known to the community, known to the police. He's already been known. No one tried to bring him under our, if we call it the family. We left him. We let him go. He was shouting at people. He was terrorizing kids. Even many people in the neighborhood, they said he was a bad guy. One of them, Italian police, told our security people here, this guy, you should stop him, you should catch him. So there is failure. Let's try not to play with this. Yes, I know the Prime Minister, everyone will come and commend our police forces. Yeah, they're doing great job, they are saving us. Yes, I agree. But there were failure on that. Those people who lost their lives, some of them, they could have been saved. So let's don't play politics with this. Police failed some of the victims of that incident, no question. I'm not saying they haven't done, they are working. If I said to you, you failed this time, accept it. Yes, I know you succeeded many times to unfoil many other terrorism incidents, but try not. Like St. George's School, if tomorrow they have done anything which they failed my kids, I will also go to them and say, this is what you have failed me on. So please, let's be transparent with ourselves. And you have to understand, no one can do it alone. So I think I have taken more of the time I was really planning to do in the first place. And I will stop here. And just to summarize, this is all triggered by St. George's Primary School in Battersea. It's a great school. It's a school where I think it's a role model in the community. It's a school which I think it can be considered a good example for other schools, not just for the Church of England or for Muslim or other faith schools, but as a school successfully managing to let kids accept each other, love each other, understand each other, understand their background, their color. This is where I think we need to embrace this initiative. The same like the Together Save initiative I sent in the video in Bahrain. We need to show these cases. And I would urge you to share this video. I would also urge you to share that video from Bahrain and others. If you have a good example, I know there is so many of them. But at least let's learn the basic concept here. We need to go back to basic, traditional understanding of each other. You, my neighbor, I am your neighbor. I do have to respect you, not to make noise. If I'm going to have a party, I should knock your door, say to you, Alam, this weekend my daughter is having a party or birthday party. Please accept my apology in advance because we're going to have noise in the house. And can I ask you, during the party, come and have tea with me? I will be sitting on the other room. This is where people, they start to understand each other and they respect each other and they love each other. What will happen next time? He will come and knock your door. Hello, tomorrow is my son's birthday or my daughter's birthday. Would you mind if we have a party here? And you say, no, please. If you need some more chairs, you can come and take it from my place. And what will happen next? He will knock your door and say, I'm going for holiday to Spain or France. Can I leave my cat or dog with you? Like we can see in the email from some colleagues at the university. Because why he brought his dog or cat for you to stay with you while he's going to holiday? Because he trusts you. He brought it because he trusts you. Did you get that point? It's not because he can't find a place for it, or he's looking for a cheap place, or oh, let me just leave it to Alam. Why do I go to spend money? No. He loves that cat or dog. That's why he knocked your door and said to you, could you please leave it with me? Does that make sense? That's what I'm trying to say. So we really need to change the way we do things. Because who is going to be dead on one of these streets or those bridges, one of us, might be me, it might be you, it might be all of us here watching, or whatever it is. It might be one who is not from London who is going to come and visit us. It might be somebody going to come to a conference. It might be students coming from India or China, and on that day he or she took to the street with his friends to spend along the bridge. It could be anyone. If you are living, you are watching me from America, Canada, from Sudan, from Egypt, you could be on that bridge next time. So unless we all do it together, and I also would like to maybe ask if you have any good videos. I really like the videos because they can easily be watched by people. Not a very lengthy story, but if you have any videos about this, if you like, how can we learn from each other, please post it on my Facebook or in my organization Facebook, and we will share it. And thank you very much. I can just see Professor عبد المنعم سهل المرضي من السعودية. والله Professor, I am very sorry. You just joined us and we are almost finished. لكن inshallah we will carry on this next time. And I really want to finish my talk by saying we should all think of one thing: living together safe, or like Angie from Bahrain said, together we are safe. My daughters in Fulham Cross School, when the Greenfield Tower incidents happened, they were in BBC with their head teacher and deputy teacher talking about wearing a green badge, and the green badge is to say to other people, we all together at this. I mean, they lost their life. It was a fire, but we should all come together to help each other. People lose their life for any reason, for many reasons. But the last reason you expect for you to lose your life is someone to come and drive a car over you. And most importantly, the example I tried to spend this time today on St. George's School, I said to one of the parents when we are leaving, we feel it's an opportunity, really we are gifted. It's a good luck for us. محظوظين نحن to have our daughters or kids in this school. Because my daughter is academically outstanding. Okay? Behavior, manner, understand Christianity, understand others. She can feel so proud in front of the school when it comes to mid of the day prayer. Excuse me, why that? I'm going to pray. She doesn't hide. She doesn't feel scared to pray in front of her non-Muslim students. Do you see that value? We, the adults, sometimes we don't feel comfortable praying on the street or somewhere public. People, they see us. Because some people now are killing in front of mosque and so on. She feels so much confident understanding what is Christianity, what is Church of England, how to respect others when they're doing their prayer in the school. She feels so empowered because now the teacher, they give her the power to say, oh, she doesn't even need to be scared. And to finish up with, my daughter, they don't want me to pick them on time, as I said earlier. Today, I'm supposed to pick them at 4:30. They already told me, don't come at 4:30. Please come at 4:45, just before 5 o'clock. Do you know why? Because when they finish, they go to the admin office, where the reception of the school, and they give them the opportunity to work. They're sitting there in the reception playing under the supervision. My daughter is getting training on how to be to understand how to be sitting, helping others. Oh, hello, how can I help you to open the door for others? Great opportunity. And I will urge you, all of you outside the UK, wherever it is, try to push for these values at the school where your son or daughter is studying. It could be better. It's not just about academic achievement. Life is not by being a professor or become a good engineer or become a good carpenter. Life is about many things else. So what? You are the best surgeon, you are the best pilot, you are the best engineer. So what? That's not going to give you a good life. You will not have much to offer to your kids. What you have to offer them is maybe money. If you are a good surgeon, you have 6,000-7,000 a month. But you may not offer them leadership. You may not offer them aspiration. You may not be able to offer them loving the life they're living. You may not be able to offer them all that. We all get into conflict. We all get into problems. But we may not be able to offer that. You may not be able to offer them the safety when they are going to travel on holiday. My daughter is going to travel on holiday. She's not confident to deal with other people from other nationality and so on and so on. You do not offer them understanding that, yes, she is well off, but that doesn't mean her all friends are going to be rich or poor and so on and so on. So thank you very much. I have posted and I will post it again. It's called St. George's Church of England Primary School. If anyone would like to visit this school, I'm very happy to communicate with the school. And please do talk to your schools wherever you are. It doesn't matter in the UK or not in the UK. Saying to them, we are expecting more from you, not just outstanding education achievement. I don't want you just to tell me about discipline and behavior. Tell me about the essence, روح الbehavior. Two different words. Behavior, الأخلاق والمنر, and روح. The same like when you pray. But روح الصلاة, the spirit, it's not just about praying Allahu Akbar. It's about how you enjoy, how you are in peace. You know you should be in peace. You need to tell them about, I want my school to be a peaceful place. If you come to St. George, it's a very peaceful environment. You can feel you are going to a peaceful place. It's not about, discipline or manner and so on. My kids and my daughters, they do enjoy dressing. They dress nicely. They use their time very nicely because they know this is part of how they should represent themselves. I am confident. I'm smart. And I will finish here. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please share this video. And please, let's engage on this discussion. I'm very happy to talk to anyone who is interested. Email me or text me. And also, please share with us any ideas, any videos you have. And just to finish up, on the 8th and 9th of July, 8th and 9th of July, the Diaspora Project, which we are leading under the World Association for Sustainable Development, we are organizing our 4th international conference. The title of the conference is Together, let me just read the exact title, Together, the world is better. Together, the world is better. And I encourage you, I know this might be more for those who are in the UK or Europe, but if you can make it, please come to the conference. It's called Together, the World is Better. On the 8th and 9th of July, which is next month, which is Saturday, Sunday, and there are different tracks in the conference. And there are big names coming to speak on this conference from different backgrounds and so on and so on. And I will leave you here. For those who are Muslims still celebrating Eid, Eid Mubarak, كل سنة وانتم طيبين. I wish you the best. Enjoy your festivity. And for those who are not Muslim, I am sure they're also wishing Muslims a good Eid. But finally, I really hope we all understand each other better, respect each other better, and love each other better. Please. And it's not, I'm not exaggerating, but if we fail to understand this here, maybe we can travel to other countries to see how people love each other. One example, like Bahrain, people, Shia, Sunni, and so on, we have seen them living together peacefully. Wassalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and ma'as salama.